Hi guys, today's video is all about you. I asked for your questions over on the community tab here on YouTube, and you absolutely delivered. From skincare dilemmas to wedding details, even one of you had me laughing out loud. I'm answering them all. So grab your favorite serum, snack, or drink, and let's dive into the questions you wanted answered. These questions came straight from those who actually watch, comment, and chat with me all the time. And I do know that many of you watch every single one of my videos, so thank you. So today's video, it's for the real ones. The people who know what I mean when I say I want donut skin and pretty feet. My new husband, that's you, and regular contributor will be reading the questions on your behalf. Please forgive him if he pronounces anything incorrectly. It's gonna happen.
No.
It's gonna happen. It's over to you, big guy.
Okay. Right. First question is from Erica Kidwell. Summer is upon us. That's not a question.
I'm sure she's getting there.
It was a lovely 85-degree day here today in Ohio. I put on shorts and a tank to take my dog for a walk. I am Casper. I need colour ASAP. Do I use a self-tanner? I just bought some and so scared to use it. LOL. I don't want to look like a Cheeto.
Fair enough.
The one I bought was the Beauty by Earth. Any tips would be wonderful.
Hi, Erica. I hear you. And I'm so sorry that we are starting off with an I can't help you. I have never used self-tanner in my life. Now, I do have the benefit of leaning slightly darker than most, so I've never had to do it. I can totally understand the Casper moment and wanting to get a bit of healthy sun. The problem is I don't have any tips, and I'm sure there are loads of them out there, things that you should and shouldn't do before using tanner. I don't know any of them. I'm so incredibly sorry. I'm trying to think if any of the people I know here, any of my friends are frequent users. They must be. I guess it's not content that I watch a whole lot of because it's just not something I do. I don't know. What I can tell you is I got this new product very recently from Allies of Skin. This is actually an SPF 50, but it is a self-tanner. So my understanding is this is to be used like 3 days in a row. Use it as your regular SPF. And what happens is after the third or fourth day, you start to get that natural glow. Now, the only reason I haven't used it yet, I got this when I was down in London with them a couple of months ago, but I didn't want to try anything on the run up to my wedding that could have any any negative impacts or not what I wanted. So I haven't used it yet. Now, I'm going to California soon. I might take this with me or wait until I come back after a tan has faded and give it a go. I have nothing. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Geez, that's a terrible first answer, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You had nothing for the poor girl.
I have nothing. I'm so sorry, Eric. I have nothing. Good luck.
And I have a second question from Erica Kidwell, who is writing a novel.
I don't think Gary's impressed with the word.
Short questions, Erica. Short questions.
You're fine.
Former sun worshipper here, and I'm paying for it now. I took a deep dive down a rabbit hole a few years back about repairing past sun damage. Do you use DNA repair enzymes? Question. Mm-hmm. I have had a couple of different ones in my routine for the last 5 years or so. They are expensive. There's a lot of research and science-backed evidence behind them. I listened to Dr. Dan Yarosh do several interviews and read his research and clinical studies. I've had some areas of actinic keratosis on my face in the past. I have not had any new ones since I've been using it. I want to bathe in it. Thoughts? Again, congratulations to you two.
Aw, thank you. You're making Gary work really hard right now. Can I just say?
That's a long question, Erica.
He's sweating behind the camera.
It's warm here.
Erica, thank you. I'm enjoying this immensely. Okay, the question is, have I used DNA repair enzymes? And the answer is no. However, I'm going to. Okay, so I have the one here by Photo Enzyme. And I haven't used it yet. And I think I picked this up in January when I was home last. And the reason that I haven't used it yet is I haven't figured out exactly where to put it in my routine. I have a lot of serums, I have a lot of product, and each of them does a different thing. However, I was just watching a video, or maybe it was an Instagram, my friend Cindy over at Beyond 50 Skin, she's here on YouTube and also on Instagram, she posted some before and afters using this with her LED light therapy. So I ordinarily use my Mesama, but I think when I come back from holidays, I'm going to swap this out and give this a try. Obviously, Penn Smith, loads of people swear by this. Everybody's talking about it, and I'm going to give it a go. So I have not used it yet. I intend to use it, and I'm thrilled to hear what great results you have had with it. So watch this space. I'm sure that you'll be hearing more from me on this. I have high hopes. Thank you.
Okay, and the next question is from Laurie Coyle 5755 in 7 words. Erica, please tell us all about your wedding.
Okay, how do you do that one quickly? Okay, so Gary and I got married, I don't know, but maybe 10 days ago here in Dublin. Woo! It was so fun. I have to say, best day ever. We had it all in a restaurant down in city center called Fade Street Social. It has lots of different areas, so we were able to break things up. We sort of did things a little bit differently. This is a second marriage for the both of us, so we didn't have to do the traditional thing. So we stayed in a fancy hotel in town the night before. Gary took off, came here, and got ready with his sons. The daughters came to the hotel and got ready with me. And then he and I met about an hour before we were due at the venue just to have a quiet drink at a pub across the road, and met the photographer. And it was just a chance to have a little quiet time. So there was no big unveiling of Mary walking down the aisle or anything like that. We had a quiet minute, quiet couple of minutes before all the madness began. And it was a great way to start off. It was actually great to see his little face when he saw me getting out of the car, wasn't it? He had little tears in his eyes.
No.
Yes, he did. He was like a big old blubbery baby. It was lovely. So we had the entire event in one space. We had a ceremony in sort of one room, and then we went upstairs and did a Prosecco reception on the roof, and then we went downstairs for the main dinner, and then we came back to the bar for drinks, and then we had a DJ at the very end of the night. It was a long day. It was a 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. sort of thing, but it was pure magic surrounded by everybody we love, and I'm pretty sure that Gary might sprinkle a few photos in here as he does the edit. Is that correct?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so it was great, guys. And thank you so much for asking. So many of you have had wonderful well wishes and all of that good stuff, and it's so greatly appreciated. So thank you. I'm married now. I'm a Mrs. You lucky dog, you.
Next question from Jacqueline Elliott 6414. Again, 5 words, Erica.
Happy.
What is your favorite perfume?
Yes. So, funnily enough, this could have been a very quick answer if it was 2 months ago. I have only used one scent for the past, 5-6 years. I'm not a scent girl. I'm not great at perfumes. I don't like selecting. I don't like most perfumes in the universe. I'm not a floral girl. This is the perfume that I have been using now. So I have been using this for probably 5 or 6 years, maybe even more. It's the only scent I like by Jo Malone, and it's very unusual. It's not That smells like me. If you ever wanted to know what Mary smells like, it's Scarlet Poppy from Jo Malone. So this is what I've used for years. But then I decided on the run up to my wedding that I wanted a new scent. So my friend, her name is Nolig. I know it's a very unusual name for my American folk. She is over on Instagram. She is Scently Does It. And she is a perfume or scent advisor. Now, funnily enough, I met her quite a few years ago on Instagram, and we've met in person since. And we were talking about the fact that I don't do scents. And she said, look, I have a program. I help people identify perfumes. So let's go through that. So I filled out this long questionnaire. It was really, really interesting, some of the questions, in fact. You know, like, what's your ideal holiday? Like, all sorts of interesting things that she was obviously gleaning information that I wouldn't know anything about. At any rate, at the end of this process, she had recommended a series of scents for me. That this was probably last October. I didn't do anything about it. Because I'm not a scent girl. And I did get in touch with her just before the wedding. And she had suggested two particular perfumes. In fact, I have them here. And I went into BT, Brown Thomas, which is our fancy department store here. And this is the one that she had recommended that I try. It is by Rideau. And I don't know if you can see this. This is the scent that was recommended to me, which is called Bal d'Afrique. And it's so pretty. Now, don't ask me to explain the notes or anything. I don't really know. You can look these up yourself. But this is what I wore on my wedding day, and it's beautiful. So instead of investing in the big full size, because they're not cheap, I don't know, they're probably $250 for a bottle, I picked up a sample that had 3 different scents, and luckily this was one of them. So I will be playing with the other scents, which are Blanche and Gypsy Water. It is a beautiful brand. So, you know, Nola had said to me, it would be really nice to have a scent that reminds you of that day. And that's why I went ahead and did this. So these are the 2 scents. I'm wearing this exclusively at the minute because I'm just getting used to it. And I really like it. I really like it. So Nola was she nailed it. So if you guys want to check her out over on Instagram, I'll put a link somewhere here where you can find her, or at least put her up on the screen. She's amazing, and she does a lot of skincare stuff too. So if you have any interest in understanding more about scent, she is your girl. I didn't even spray it here, but I can smell myself and I smell so nice. So those are the 2 scents that I'm wearing. I guess I didn't answer that in 4 words, did I?
That's my life now. Okay.
Forever and ever.
Next question from K. Josephine 70. If you've had prior Q&As and this has been answered before, my apologies, but how did you end up in Ireland? I know you mentioned being from the States. Love your videos.
Thank you. Okay. It's funny. Every single Q&A video people ask that, which I totally understand, by the way. Okay. I'll see if I can truncate this as much as possible. Okay. So I grew up in Florida, and at 18, I moved to California for college, and I stayed. So in the 90s, I was the single girl and, living in San Francisco. It was my modern Mary Tyler Moore moment. And you probably need to be of an age to know who that is. And I met an Irishman there and I married him. Not the guy back there, obviously, my first husband. So this was in the 90s. We got married there, had babies, that sort of stuff. And then we moved to Ireland in 2005. So now we didn't stay together very long after we arrived here, but I stayed. I absolutely love living here, and I have, no intention of returning to the US. This is my happy place.
Okay, next question from Angela September. Okay, since you said nothing's off limits, here's a hilarious one I've been pondering to myself but haven't asked anyone yet. Okay. Since I seriously got into skincare and lean hard into
Maximalist.
Thanks very much.
So good, Angela.
I have been single and quite monk-like. Thinking about what's around the bend for me when I start up the romance chapter of my life again, I realise, wait, should I be applying my PM routine well before bedtime or get up from a snuggle afterwards to put it on? Specifically thinking of neck and décolletage here, of course, and avoiding a mouthful of lotions and actives for this future gentleman. I've so enjoyed typing this out, but certainly not as much as when I will when Gary reads it aloud.
Y'all are making him squirm today. This is so fun.
Yeah, Angela. Angela, you're blocked. You're blocked, Angela.
I'm blocked, Angela. I like you even more right now. Oh my God. Okay, so the basic question is, where do you do your routine when you're in a new relationship? That is a really solid question. That is a very good question. And I don't even remember how it worked with you and me, mister. He doesn't either. So obviously it was very smooth because I've never given up my routine. So I would say rule of thumb is do it as early as you can get away with so that everything sinks in. Like, I don't want to give up my skincare for my man. Sorry. So if there's a way, often, like if you're home, do it during dinner. I don't know. It depends how much makeup, what difference is that going to do to how you feel about yourself? Okay, so for me, doing the skincare is aligned with defacing, right? It's taking off the day, it's taking off the makeup. I would say as early as you can squirrel away and do that, I would. Now, for me, for example, dinner time might be the time where I'll go and do my skincare. But I'm going downstairs and having dinner and the rest of my evening is without any makeup on, which I don't wear anyway. So I guess it depends on how much that matters to you. I think in theory, the earlier you can do your skincare anyway, the better. So if you're going to do it, I would do it earlier if you feel comfortable with that. But that's just me. I don't have a lot at stake. And I would have thought, because again, I don't wear tons of makeup anyway. But I also think a hydrated, skin-cared face is a happy face and it's a pleasant face. It's a pretty face. For me, it is. I'm way happier right after I do my skincare. So I think you're just going to have to wing that and see how it goes. Yeah, a Tret kiss would suck. Totally agree. Good luck.
Okay, next question from Melissa Cook, 1815.
Melissa? I'm saying hi to Melissa.
Oh. Don't interrupt me reading. I'm concentrating here. What's your nightly routine starting with when you get home from work?
Okay, I bet Gary could tell you, but he's not going to. Okay, so generally what happens when we get home from work, I come straight up to this room. Right? And I generally spend about an hour or so checking emails, doing what I call job 2. Job 1 is working for the agency, my design and branding agency, and job 2 is Skin Obsessed Mary. So I always come in immediately and do some job 2 work, talking to brands, replying to comments, that kind of stuff. And because my kind new husband is the cook in the house, he does all the cooking and then usually calls me and says, dinner's ready. I know. A lot of jealous women right now. They might be throwing daggers at me. I don't know. So then we go down and we have dinner. Now I do the washing up. That's the rule. And then generally I come back up and that's when I do my skincare. I take everything off because that's when I do my devices and I do all my stuff. And then generally a bit more work. Sometimes it's putting together, research for videos or scripting or whatever. So then that usually goes on till about somewhere between 9 and 9:30. So my whole evening is generally kind of spent up here, and I go downstairs about 9:30. I am all, I've done all my devices, I've done my skincare, I've done all the stuff, and then we usually sit down and watch a bit of telly in the evenings. And I fall asleep on the couch at about 10. Would you say that's about right?
Yes.
Yeah. I know, it sounds so exciting. Well, that's sort of Monday through Thursday. Fridays and Saturdays, all bets are off. Who knows? Hopefully I'm out.
Okay, next question from TLW65. Skincare for reactive skin. See, they get the idea of short questions.
Yeah.
Unlike Angela and Erica.
Don't listen to him. He has to listen to me all day long doing this. That's maybe he's a bit sensitive to it. Okay, reactive skin. It's tricky. It's really, really tricky. And the very first thing I would say is consult a specialist, consult a physician. I'm just a regular person and all I have is my own experience. And I'm not an esthetician or a dermatologist. But find out from somebody, have your skin reviewed, have your skin looked at, and then have some proper recommendations made. I would say in general, stay away from stuff that can cause reactions. Actives that we know can be irritating. I think it's all about barrier repair and soothing ingredients and maybe hydrators depending on the type of skin you have. So soothing ingredients like Centella asiatica, colloidal oatmeal, green tea extract, panthenol. These are really good, aloe. These are really good soothing ingredients. And then also barrier supporting ingredients like squalane and cholesterols and fatty acids and even shea butter. So it's just looking for things that are going to nourish the skin and be kind to the skin. It does make it tricky when you want to introduce things like retinoids or exfoliants. I'd stay away from them, and if you experiment, do it with the most gentle thing that you can possibly find, and only do it very, very minimally to see how your skin reacts. The best thing to do is just consult with a doctor. That's what I would do.
Okay, next question from Crazy Mary Jo.
Hi, Crazy Mary Jo. She watches all the videos.
Dipping my toes in Allies of Skin Dynamite Rewards program. Overview of more of their items, please.
Okay, yeah, that would probably need to be a separate video. And I can't believe I haven't done a separate video on those guys. Y'all know Allies of Skin is probably my favorite brand of all time. Their products are multifunctional. They are expensive, but they absolutely work. I'm looking around here. I have so much Allies of Skin stuff, it's ridiculous. I will do a full video on their products soon because it's probably long overdue anyway, and there is no day that I don't use them, and I think they're amazing. So the rewards program is really good, and the more you buy, the more you get, and all that sort of stuff. They are worth every freaking penny in my opinion. So if you have any particular questions, let me know, but I will do a full video. I think it's time.
And next question from Victoria Tours.
Hi, Victoria. I'm interrupting his flow.
Yeah. How much time do you have? Because I've loads of questions, but I'm curious to know how you and Gary met. Was it in sunny California or in the green pastures of Ireland?
Would you like to answer this?
No.
Okay, well, where did we meet? We met in an interview. He interviewed me. He's my boss. That's how we met. He hired me.
Mary does good interview.
Clearly. Yeah. I can honestly say, however, neither of us expected to be here during that first interview. I can tell you that for nothing. Yeah, I mean, we worked together for years before this ever happened. It was a bigger surprise to both of us than it was to anybody else. We work together, we play together, we do everything together. We are literally joined at the hip now, and it's worked out very well, surprisingly. Yeah. He's not my boss anymore, though.
Never was.
No,
Never
really.
was.
Not really.
And we have one final question.
Okay.
From Gary New World.
What?
What was the best day of the last 4 weeks for you, Mary?
Oh, it's my wedding! Did you really sneak a...
I snuck in a question there.
Oh my God, was it not magic?
It was brilliant.
It was
great.
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Couldn't beat it. Couldn't do anything different.
So that's it. That's the
it,
questions.
Guys. Okay, that was so much fun. You guys, thank you for the brilliant, thoughtful, and occasionally hilarious questions, and for making him so uncomfortable. I haven't seen him squirm this early in a really long time. So I hope you learned something. I hope you laughed a bit, and I just hope you had as much fun as I did. So if you want more videos like this, hit that like button and let me know in the comments, what should we do next? Would you like more Q&A? Do you want my skincare routine, or do you want something totally different? I'd really love to hear from you, and we read and answer every single comment. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We've got more goodies coming your way. We'll see you soon. Bye. This is part of your charm, baby.
What the fuck?
Don't worry about it. Just read it. In my intro, I say, please excuse him if he mispronounces anything. I've already given you an out.
Oh, fair enough.
I have. And I said he will. So you can laugh just like that, okay? Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
Just turn it on.
It's on.
Oh, I didn't know it was on. I was
On.
sitting here
I'm waiting for you,
I
Mary.
was waiting for
Waiting for
you.
you.
Okay.
Okay.